All right, we're back. That was pretty good stuff out there, huh?
It's always comical when,
it was good.
when you have a camera.
It was good stuff. Well, Terry held the camera for the most part. I was talking to
He
people,
did.
but anyway, we, boy, I tell you, it's been an interesting season so far for the Packers. And recently they played out at, was it Gillette Field? Is that what they call the Patriots Stadium?
Yeah.
With the shave, you know,
Yep.
the Gillette kind of
Clean
thing?
shave.
Clean shaven.
Yeah.
So they were out there, had a tough loss. So we want to probably touch on that. But also the bigger picture, I think, is the fact that I'm a little upset with the way McCarthy's kind of coaching this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think personally that a few of the losses, maybe 3, have been directly associated with the coaching. And I know there's some coaches out there that are coming up. So
I agree with you 100% there. What we've got is Thompson and McCarthy with a dictatorship, basically. McCarthy does what Thompson says. They lost those 3 games purely by not having a deep enough bench. Matt Flynn did awesome. I mean, he unreal.
you talking about the Patriots game here recently?
Yeah, regarding the Patriots. Matt Flynn did awesome. Matt Flynn did fine in Detroit, too. Other than that one pick, he drove the team completely down the field.
Sure.
McCarthy's the one who calls the plays. He's got to be the offensive coordinator. He's got to be the chief on the team.
Right.
But yet he can't touch any of the players because Ted Thompson, does that.
All right. Do you think they needed something to do with the 2-minute drill? That was the big fault, I think. The only spot where you could obviously tell that Flynn didn't have
Time
experience.
management.
Well, that 2-minute drill at the end, or going down the field at the end, whether it was 2 minutes or not, it was close, but terrible. I mean, that just put a foul taste in your mouth.
It's 100% coaching.
Oh, it was that was 100% coaching.
100% coaching.
You can't tell me, if Rodgers was in there, he would have had a better player. He had something in mind. You got to have, if you don't know what you're going to call in the 2-minute drill, have your wristband out and say, okay, with the last drive of the game, I'm going to call this, or right down the road, because to start the game, they put the first 10, 20 plays scripted, so they know what they're calling. So why wouldn't McCarthy, especially going out there Sunday Night Football with a second-year quarterback,
it's ridiculous,
kind of thing, help the guy out a little bit at the end,
Yeah, that's why I want him out of there.
And another thing, you get on our social networking sites that we have, this being Facebook, you get on and you see people commenting that how happy they were that the Packers played a good game. Played a good game, they lost the game. So us as Packer fans, are we getting complacent now? Is that what we've come to? That not only are we expecting a Super Bowl at the start of every year, but, they got beat, but they got beat good. So it's okay that they lost.
There's no such thing as a good loss.
Not here, not in this state.
Good coaching would have won that game, and that's why I want to get Bill Cowher in the mix there.
Good, that's a good point. Bill Cowher, I tell you.
Bill Cowher's ready to go to some team.
Well, he would be a lot better than Forrest Gregg, wouldn't he? And Lindy and Fonnie.
He hasn't. Bill Cowher hasn't said Green Bay yet.
I know, right?
He's mentioned New York, Miami, and Houston.
Well,
but I'll tell you what, if he knows the Green Bay job's open, who knows?
Yeah, and that's the problem. Do you think Green Bay job will be open?
Who knows?
Who knows what those two are doing in his office on the weekend?
I think they got to. Yeah, they got to get Thompson out of there first, and then they can get McCarthy out of there.
Oh, McCarthy, you're doing so good. Oh, Ted, thanks. Did you see the flowers I bought for your wife? Oh, well, why don't we go out to dinner? What's going on? Why would McCarthy of all people? I mean, he is. Oh, I think he worn out my patience. Remember towards the end of Holmgren's era?
Yeah.
I think me personally, he rubbed me the wrong way. It says all of a sudden.
Well,
now's a good time to go.
Holmgren wanted the power to be GM.
Right, he wanted.
Holmgren wanted all the power. These guys got to realize, you're a coach, you're a GM.
He got that in Cleveland.
You're a president. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're one of the 3.
Well, Holmgren wanted to be JC.
You have an offensive coordinator. You have a defensive coordinator.
Well, and Holmgren, he started to be Mr. Conservative, beat the snot out of teams for 3 quarters, and then sit on the ball and then make it a game every single time. Then he's yelling at the fans.
That might be the NFL doing that, though.
No, well,
you got to keep people watching.
Well, that's even more than 10 years ago.
What's the #1 bet event in America every year?
The Super Bowl, right?
The Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Number 2 would be championship game. Number 3 would be the playoffs.
Is it really? Does it go down the line? Even over
not even close.
Basketball
not even close to the basketball or World Series.
I know it's a $1 billion industry, and they talked to the commissioner not too long ago up there, and that's something we'll bring up on another show. I'd like to talk about the concussion thing. Because it goes from the NFL all the way down to Pee Wee leagues.
Yeah.
And the commissioner talked about even kids and their parents, the parents not wanting kids to play from day one because it can have long-term effects
Oh, yeah.
on kids at all levels. So
I know what there's a couple friends of ours where they will not let their kids play football.
you know,
Big kids too.
I used to think that was just a complete farce. You know, what kind of mom and dad or a mom
Yeah.
wouldn't let their kids play football? Come on, quit sheltering the kids. But boy, you start to see some of the research on what happens to kids as far as development down the road. So let's talk about that next time.
You
Should we
got
make
it.
that a pledge to talk about concussions?
You bet. We'll do our research for that one.
Well, he talked about the military too. He tied it in with the NFL, so that'll be something we'll talk about next time.
Was it tear with gays in the military again?
The DADT, which is an acronym now for Don't Ask, Don't Tell.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Okay, and we've got a. Not only do we have some. Do you see the angry people we had on the street interviews?
Oh,
Some of the people were
terrible.
a little more angry than the camera showed, but now we've got some of our in studio producers getting a little mad at us now.
Producer?
Are you getting a little mad with us? What do you want to call them?
Cameraman. Our producer is perfect.
Well,
never
we've got
say anything bad
executive
about our
producers. We
producer.
got our co-producer, stage manager, whoever
Stage
he is.
manager.
So, well, the thing is, you got to move forward, right?
Exactly.
And the team that needs to move
With the
forward,
show.
besides Green Bay, are we gonna end it here? Do we want to talk about the game coming up between the Giants
What do we
and Packers?
got for time, Mike?
1 or 2 minutes.
One
Couple
or 2
minutes?
minutes.
Well, the big game this week coming up
Yes.
is Giants and Packers.
Yes, Packers
Both
win
of them
out.
need to put the pass behind them, and the Packers need to win. They need to win it. And if they don't win at Lambeau against the Giants, they have no excuse. Back to the 07 championship game, Giants at Green Bay. Let's see if they can get a little revenge. I
Yeah.
assume that's the last time they played them at Green Bay.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so
We all remember that too well.
I think we do. So I want to
I
get in.
still would not blame that game on Favre.
Well,
I'm going
I
to blame
would.
that game on McCarthy
Well,
too.
I just have a problem with Favre throwing so many interceptions the last few years of his career.
McCarthy wouldn't
end of the
let
game
him do
interviews.
anything.
Well, but he did it last year at Minnesota too in the championship, threw the interception down the last drive of the game, kind of thing.
'Cause he
Well,
had to, I
I
think,
want to
but-
get in. I want to. Sometimes you feel like singing, don't you? You know.
Yeah.
You ever see Jackass where the guy, was it Pontius or Pontes or whatever his name is, Chris Pontius?
Yeah.
Where he's like, I feel like dancing. And he's jumping around in Japan with his red, white, and blue thong on. Well, I'd feel like singing sometime in here. We get a
Yeah.
microphone in here and it's kind of show off
Yeah,
your
who
talent, too.
knows?
So I think you got something.
Tell you
for
that
us?
that leads us into our next segue.
Right.
What we have is some more talented musicians in the streets of Janesville.
And we're gonna see you. Are we gonna see you dance?
You may on this one.
All right.
Roll the
Okay.
tape.
Stop dragging my heart around. And knocking on my front door. All time you used before. Just how I'm supposed to do. I didn't know I was getting to. So you had a little trouble in town. Now you're keeping something around. Stop dragging my heart around. It's hard to think about you what you want. It's hard to
Why do you gotta scream? Keep it down.
Am I screaming?
Yeah, I swear.
Brandon.
You're screaming.
That's okay.
Brandon.
Brandon Dirt. Brandon Dirt, call him by his real
Brandon,
name.
I've had enough video footage.
what college did Brett Favre go to?
University of Mississippi.
Wrong. What's your hat say?
Or you went to Ole Miss.
No, Eli went to Old
What's your hat say?
That's right, Southern Miss.
Southern Miss is Paul's hat. He left in my car in a drunken stupor.
So I was right the first time.
So what you're saying is normally you take them beads off your neck and you may protrude them into.
So who's the young man?
You guys talking sports? What you talking?
We're talking about Kerry Wood. He's back with the Scrubs. You ever heard of the Scrubs?
I had a cup of coffee with the Scrubs.
You did? Is
Yeah.
it church league softball?
Well, not church league. This was
Beer league?
intermission league. It's intermission league.
CYO softball?
CYO.
I
Yes.
heard Paul Kurtz said he played little CYO.
We played a little CYO
Did you want me
back
to-
in the day.
Hey,
Divide it up? Is that all possible?
nah, we'll split it up.
I can probably do everything but the Miller Lite bottles because I don't know who drank what.
We'll split.
I'll just bring the whole thing out to you. All right.
Why, you kicking us out?
We could do it on.
You kicking us out?
No, he said we'll take our tab.
Oh, we're done?
Oh yeah, we're heading out.
All right.
Probably
I
better
guess,
be
yeah.
soon
Wasn't
here.
my idea.
Okay.
All right, in our closing here, we definitely want to get friends and other co-hosts, guest hosts on the table.
I'm still laughing about him singing. Out there. Or on the street interview. Okay, go ahead.
I
sorry.
put it on the table. That's
He
all
put
I
it all
can
on the
do.
table. Good for you. I'm proud.
I put
I'm
it
proud
all
of
on
you.
the
Proud of you
table.
for that. It was good.
You know, perhaps we could get, Josh and Mike. They had a nice little debate going on politics.
Who's Josh?
Maybe those two could get on here. They were on the Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Get someone like that on here, doing a little skit or whatnot, or a little politics.
Yeah, that's a good idea to have. If
We
we
could
can
get
get people with get some imagination going. We want to make this as funny and informative as possible in the like of the Jon Stewart Show, the Daily Show, the Colbert Report. Oh, that's kind of where we're at with this. So that's what I think you're getting at here.
Sure, that works for me.
Okay, well, get some guest hosts in here
It's a guest host, sports host, whatever.
Same ilk.
of the same ilk, of the
Same ilk.
of the same cloth as us,
Maybe we could get Tom on reviewing Elton John's last album.
or maybe Liberace's wardrobe.
Yeah.
Because, he had a great wardrobe, and Jim Carrey put a lot of that on.
Tom, we're calling you out if you want to get on film here.
All right, well, I tell you what, let's end it with that, and we'll say that we are off the table.
The table.